Sound of wind whistling, followed by slow, creaking wood and a faint melancholic piano melody. It stands in the heart of San Jose, California, a sprawling architectural anomaly. It is a single house with 160 rooms, 2,000 doors, 10,000 windows, and 47 staircases. But these are just numbers. The true enigma lies within its design. It is a house that defies logic, a labyrinth born not from a blueprint, but from a prophecy. Imagine a door that opens not to another room, but to a two-story drop to the garden below. Picture a grand staircase that ascends with painstaking care, only to terminate abruptly into the ceiling. Consider a cabinet that, when opened, reveals not storage space, but a baffling maze of 30 more rooms extending deep into the mansion's core. This is not a home, it is a riddle constructed from redwood and glass. For 38 uninterrupted years, the sound of hammers and saws echoed here, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. A ceaseless, frantic construction that only stopped on the day its owner drew her final breath. Why would anyone build such a place? The answer, whispered through its twisting halls for over a century, is as strange as the house itself. It was built to confuse, to trap, and ultimately to escape the legion of ghosts spawned by a terrible family curse. Music shifts, becoming more somber and classical. The architect of this madness was Sarah Lockwood Pardee, who would later become known to the world as Sarah Winchester. Born into a respectable New Haven family in 1839, her life seemed destined for comfort and privilege. In 1862, she married William Wirt Winchester, the only son of Oliver Winchester, the founder of the Winchester Repeating Arms Company. The family business was more than just a success, it was an American institution. Their product, the Winchester rifle, became legendary. It was marketed as the gun that won the West, a tool of expansion, order, and conquest that forever changed the face of the nation. With this booming enterprise came an almost unimaginable fortune, making Sarah and William one of the wealthiest couples in the world. But the vast riches that flowed from this river of steel and gunpowder could not shield them from the currents of personal tragedy. In 1866, their infant daughter, Annie, was struck down by marasmus, a childhood wasting disease, and died just weeks after her birth. The loss devastated Sarah, plunging her into a deep and prolonged depression. For 15 years, she and William lived with this quiet sorrow until tragedy struck again. In 1881, William succumbed to tuberculosis, leaving Sarah a widow at the age of 42. She inherited his staggering 50% stake in the Winchester Company, a personal fortune of over $20 million, the equivalent of more than $500 million today, and a daily income that defied comprehension. She was one of the richest women on the planet, but she was utterly alone, adrift in a sea of grief and haunted by the specter of loss. Music becomes more suspenseful, with an undercurrent of a low, humming drone. Consumed by her sorrow and desperate for answers, for some connection to the husband and child she had lost, Sarah sought solace in the burgeoning spiritualist movement of the era. On the advice of a friend, she secured a private session with a prominent Boston medium, a man named Adam Coons, who was said to possess a genuine gift for communing with the other side. In the dim, candlelit quiet of the seance room, the medium allegedly made contact. The voice that spoke was not his own, but that of her deceased husband, William. The message he delivered was not one of comfort, but of chilling, terrifying dread. He claimed that the immense Winchester fortune was tainted, soaked in the blood of every soul that had ever met its end at the barrel of a Winchester rifle. The spirits of these countless victims, soldiers from forgotten battlefields, Native Americans displaced from their lands, outlaws and lawmen of the western frontier, were restless and vengeful. He explained that these angry spirits were the cause of the family's suffering. They had taken their child and then claimed William himself, and now, he warned, they were coming for her. But he offered a single, bizarre path to salvation. She was to leave her home in New Haven, travel west towards the setting sun, and use her immense fortune to build a great house for the spirits. It was to be a home for all of them, a sanctuary to appease their rage. There was one terrifying condition: she must never, ever stop building. The moment the construction ceased, the spirits would claim her life, just as they had claimed the lives of her husband and child. The sound of incessant, distant hammering begins, mixed with eerie, ambient whispers. Heeding the ghostly directive, Sarah Winchester packed her belongings and fled west, eventually settling in the sun-drenched Santa Clara Valley in California. In 1886, she purchased a modest 8-room farmhouse on a sprawling 161-acre plot of land. And there, the work began. With no architect, no master plan, she became the sole designer of her sprawling, chaotic vision. A team of carpenters was hired, and they were given a task unheard of in the annals of construction: to work in continuous shifts, around the clock, every single day of the year. The house grew outward and upward, a living organism of wood and nails, expanding room by room without any apparent logic or reason. Each morning, Sarah would retreat to a private chamber known as the Blue Room, or the Seance Room. There, in seclusion, she would commune with the spirits, receiving her building instructions for the day. These would be sketched out on napkins and scraps of paper, cryptic blueprints for her bewildered foreman. The resulting architecture was a masterpiece of intentional confusion. Features were built specifically to confound any malevolent entity that might be pursuing her. A switchback staircase, with 7 flights and 44 steps, rises only 9 vertical feet. Doors were installed that open into solid walls, trapping anyone or anything that might pass through. Other doors on upper floors swing open to nothing but a perilous drop to the ground below. Windows were placed in floors. The number 13, Sarah's obsession, is repeated obsessively throughout the mansion. 13 panes in many windows, 13 steps on staircases, 13 hooks in closets, 13 drain holes in the custom-built sinks. It was a physical manifestation of a haunted mind, a labyrinth designed not for the living, but to ensnare the dead. A sudden, rumbling sound like an earthquake jolts the audio, then fades to a tense silence. For 20 years, the bizarre construction continued unabated. The small farmhouse had metastasized into a 7-story behemoth, a Victorian marvel of architectural madness. Then, in the early morning darkness of April 18, 1906, disaster struck. The great San Francisco earthquake ripped through Northern California, its violent tremors shaking the Winchester mansion to its very foundations. Chimneys collapsed, the 7-story tower crumbled, and the house was thrown into chaos. Sarah herself was trapped for hours in her favorite Daisy Room, located in the front section of the house. When her staff finally managed to pry the door open and free her, she was not relieved, but terrified. She interpreted the disaster as a direct message from the spirits. They were angry, she believed, that she had been spending too much time and money on the ornate, beautiful front portions of the house, neglecting the labyrinthine core where they were meant to dwell. Her response was swift and absolute. She ordered the entire front 30 rooms of the mansion, including the lavish grand ballroom and the room where she was trapped, to be boarded up. The earthquake damage was never repaired. These opulent rooms were sealed away, abandoned forever as a penance to the angered ghosts. And yet, the hammering did not stop. Construction simply shifted to other parts of the estate, continuing its relentless, frantic pace for another 16 years. The work only fell silent on September 5, 1922, the day Sarah Winchester died peacefully in her sleep at the age of 83. The moment construction stopped, just as the prophecy foretold, she was gone. Music returns to the melancholic, mysterious piano melody from the beginning. The house remains, a silent testament to its creator's strange obsession. Was Sarah Winchester truly a conduit for the spirit world, dutifully building a home for the thousands of souls cut down by her family's invention? Or was she a woman tormented by something far more terrestrial? A mind fractured by profound, unprocessed grief and crushed by the immense guilt of a fortune built on an instrument of death. Perhaps the endless construction was not for the spirits at all, but a way to occupy her own mind, a Sisyphean task to keep the ghosts of her own memory at bay. The house itself offers no easy answers. It stands as the ultimate roadside relic, a monument not just to a supposed haunting, but to the intricate and sometimes terrifying architecture of the human mind, a physical manifestation of one woman's unimaginable psychological torment. Is the Winchester House truly haunted, or is it just a monument to one woman's grief? What haunted American landmark should Roadside Relics investigate next? Let us know in the comments below.